As we mentioned, thousands of people have taken to the streets of Providence for a peaceful protest following the death of George Floyd. Good evening, I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. The protest began at Central High School and continued to Kennedy Plaza. They are now at the Statehouse, and that's where we find Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian. Kim?
Yeah, Mike and Shannon, we have moved our vantage point a little bit to try and give you a sense of the crowd that's now amassed here outside of the Rhode Island State House. We're up on a slope trying to give you a better sense of what appears to be thousands of people who have now gathered here in Providence for this youth-organized Black Lives Matter protest. People holding all sorts of signs with messages chanting Black Lives Matter. Just a short while ago, many people took a knee. Now, as we've been reporting, there was going to be some sort of a speaking program, but I can tell you it is hard to hear over the din of this crowd. It really sounded like a rock concert just a couple of minutes ago as people were chanting and applauding. So it's hard to say if that speaking program is underway just yet, but we're going to continue to change our vantage point here to give you a better sense of just how many people are here. But of course, this didn't start here. This march came here from Kennedy Plaza, and that's where our Caroline Goggin was just a short time ago. Caroline, what are things looking like where you are right now?
Well, Kim, it's an incredible view from the back of this crowd. As you said just moments ago, this entire crowd, thousands of people right here, took a knee in honor of George Floyd. Now, right now, we are surrounded by members of Providence Police, the National Guard, and of course, as we've talked about, this massive crowd that traveled from Central High School to Kennedy Plaza, here to the Rhode Island State House. I have just spotted in the crowd Public Safety Commissioner Stephen Perry and several members of the Providence City Council. Again, these people out here saying change has got to come. One of the signs I just spotted in the crowd was from someone who said, "I'm not black, but I hear you, I see you, I mourn with you, and I stand with you."
Our Sheena Loshuto has a unique vantage point from above. Let's go to her right now to see what it looks like from her point of view. Sheena?
Well, to give you an idea of where I am, I'm above Kennedy Plaza, but this is a fast-moving crowd, and like my colleagues have said, it's a very loud one as well. Even though I'm inside, I could hear them chanting from all the way up here. Now, the camera point that you're seeing right now is in front of the Providence Place Mall. You can see kind of the back end of the crowd. Most of the crowd has already made it to the State House, but this is where I have been seeing kind of some people in uniform, some police officers, maybe National Guard members just here along the way. I'm just going to try to pan and kind of show you the route everyone's taking. Seems like they're going all the way up here and then to the State House. You can see that's the Providence Place Mall. But because this is a fast-moving crowd, I can't really see much of it anymore. But when they began here, it was just a sea of people. You could barely even really see kind of how many people, because it was out of my camera point, just how many people there were. But we, of course, will keep you updated from all of these different angles. For now, Sheena Loshuto, Eyewitness News.
And obviously a different sight from the protest that we first saw when all of this began just a week ago, and how much it's grown to thousands and thousands of people at today's protest.
And the amazing thing is you're seeing it started by students over at Central High School in Providence. They came up with the idea of doing this, and obviously it has grown to not just students but to people all around the state. And let's go now to Eyewitness News reporter Courtney Carter, who was actually at Central High School for this when this all started today, and she's walked with them. She's across from the mall right now. Courtney?
Well, I'm actually here. We moved along with the crowd. I'm here by the State House here, and I'm going to have you see what I can see here. We're walking what seems to be the end of the group here. It always seems like it's going to be the end, but the crowd just keeps going and going. There are a lot of people out here, but all seems to still be pretty peaceful. And I'll have you see right here, the National Guard is out here at multiple points. What we keep seeing are, like you said, Mike, teenagers, adults, families, people of all different races and ages are here. Also, a lot of cars on the road, also stopping in the street to show support and beeping during the marching here. Many protesters here are wearing shirts saying "I can't breathe," shouting "No justice, no peace," and "Black Lives Matter." And as I mentioned earlier, many holding signs saying happy birthday to Breonna Taylor, whose birthday would have been today, and she was that African-American EMT who lost her life in a police-involved situation almost 2 months ago.
This is outside the Providence Place Mall. It is not as busy as it was earlier. The reason why is all of the people that we saw heading to the State House, and that's where the thousands of people are. They are demonstrating the death of George Floyd. Let's go out to Eyewitness News reporter Courtney Carter, who has more on this. Courtney?
Well, Mike, we are still walking with what seems like the end of the group. There's so many people that it keeps going and going, and people are still coming. And actually, we've met a lot of people that are walking back because they're saying that there's no room on the State House lawn. Thank you.
My execution might be televised.
Okay, I'm live right now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. And as you can see, people here are passionate, holding a lot of signs, and just trying to get their message across. Mike and Shannon.
Courtney, I want to say something too, because I imagine a lot of people walking past, when they see a news crew, they have a message. They want to say something to you. What are you hearing from the protesters that are walking past you? Because, as you say, they keep coming. Even when we saw the major part of the crowd is at the State House, more keep coming along that road that you're on right now.
Yeah, actually, as you were just talking to me, more people, as you may have seen me looking at the side off the camera, more people were trying to get my attention. And I think that's just what it is. People are trying to get people's attention. They want to be heard. They finally feel like they may have a little bit of a voice. And as you can hear, maybe in the background, that crowd is cheering right now. They just want to be heard. They want to get their message across. There was an African-American man that just came up to me holding a sign, basically saying that, I haven't read it here, but he's saying that he just doesn't want to be killed. He doesn't want any more black men to be killed. And that's the message that I think a lot of people are trying to get across here. Shannon.
You know, Courtney, with so many protests that we've seen over the years, it's usually all adults. You were at Central High School where you saw a lot of teenagers wanting their voices heard. What were they saying to you?
Oh yeah, Mike, it was every race, every age group, and the teenagers. They're the ones that organized this today, this massive crowd. And they were just saying that they were tired of not being taken seriously because of their age, and that they had a voice and they were passionate about these issues and passionate about social justice and change, and they wanted to make their voices heard and be taken seriously. Mike.
Thank you, Courtney. You know, Mike and I were commenting last night when our Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Loshuto spoke to a 17-year-old, one of the, I think, young ones who organized this youth protest, and how it felt like she had more to say and a message that made more sense sometimes than adults do. It really spoke to us.
And I think they want to be heard. They
Right.
want adults to say, you know, this has not worked for decades. Now you have to listen to us. So. And as you can see from our pictures right here, that's Kennedy Plaza and where the bus station is. So some people are still there right now. Let's go to Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin, who's in the middle of all of this. Caroline?
Mike and Shannon, you guys asked about what are people in the crowd saying to news reporters right now. And what I can tell you is the thing that I've heard today is they want everyone at home to know what happened Monday night into Tuesday morning. That is not what they stand for. They don't stand for rioting and looting. They stand for peace. And that's what this crowd is trying to accomplish out here tonight. You see people of all races and all ages here really trying to unify in light of what's going on right now.
As we mentioned, though, this peaceful protest had multiple stops.
And we have a good vantage point high up. Let's go to Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Loshuto, who is overlooking the Providence Place Mall right here and the people walking to the State House. What can you tell us, Sheena?
Hey guys, so like you guys mentioned, this all started at Kennedy Plaza, and that's where I kind of want to start right now. There are some signs left behind over here. You can see some people surrounding them right now. I can't show you them all because there are some cuss words on them, but one of them said, "Happy birthday, Breonna Taylor." I know Courtney was talking about that. She's seen a lot of signs that say that. I'm going to try to pan out and show you the best I can right now. So I'm overlooking Providence right now, and you can see there is still some people walking along the Providence Place Mall, and of course everything is still boarded up. This is kind of where everyone, the large crowd of people, is walking on their way to the State House right here. They're walking along here. Not a lot right now because the big group that started at 4:30, they're probably already at the State House, as Kim Kalunian mentioned for us, but I want to show you this view right here. So let's see. This is kind of the back view of the State House. If I zoom out, you can see that I'm seeing a lot more and more people just kind of walk through here and show up. So it actually seems like maybe they were just out and about and saw this and are joining the crowd. I'm seeing people just kind of come from all directions, kind of checking things out and heading toward the State House. So maybe my colleagues will meet them once they're over there. But at this point, it does still seem like, from my point of view, some small groups are heading to the State House from here. Even though they maybe didn't start with them, they are still joining them. So we're going to look forward to seeing more of that. For now, reporting live in Providence, Sheena Lusciuto, Eyewitness News.
Let's go live to Eyewitness News reporter Courtney Carter, who is in the middle of all of this. You know, Courtney, on Monday night we saw that was not a peaceful protest. That was what the governor called an attack on the city of Providence. Today, much different, as we can see right here. And all the people that you talk to, they say they want to send that message. They're there for peace and not violence, right?
Yes, Mike, they are emphasizing that today. They're big in numbers and it's loud out here, loud but peaceful, and that's what they want to get across. They want their message heard. They want to get attention to what they're saying, but they're telling everyone they want to make sure that it's peaceful. And as you can see here, people want to get their message across.
Yes, we do.
I am live right now.
That's cool.
But
Hi.
I'm live.
Yes, we do. How you
They
feel?
want to get their message across. Excuse me. And people will do anything necessary to be heard. As you can just see with that gentleman right there, people have been giving me flyers as I go along all day, posters. They're desperate to be heard, Mike and Shannon.
Courtney, we're having trouble getting in contact with two of our reporters who are on the State House lawn, where I think a speaking portion is happening right now, because there's just so many people that service and technology just is tough to come by right now. What are you hearing from your vantage point to kind of give us an insight on what's happening on the lawn right now?
Okay, well, I'm going to have my photographer Ryan here move so you can actually see it here, and I'm going to step out of the way. It's just thousands of people here. I don't have an official count, but there's too many to even fit on the lawn. Like I said before, people are walking back, not because they don't want to be here. They're walking away because, and actually there's helicopters above right now. Maybe kind of hard to hear me because helicopters are above the State House right now, if you can hear that in the background. And it's just so many people, they have nowhere to go but back, and even out in the street, if you can see that out here.
We noticed earlier today
Mike and
that...
Shannon, are you there?
Yep, we're right here, Courtney. Earlier today, Black Lives Matter and the governor got together earlier this morning for a news conference, and they talked about this new deal that they have to try to work together to bring peace to not just the city of Providence, but to the state of Rhode Island. You've spoken to them and done many stories with them. What are they saying?
They're saying that they feel like their voices were finally heard today. As some of you may have saw in the press conference this morning, they're saying that they finally were able to team up and get a meeting and speak with Governor Raimondo, and that she was very open to hearing their concerns and hearing what they wanted. And they felt like their efforts were finally being heard, and what they've been doing and organizing finally mattered.
Thank you, Courtney. And judging by the amount of people there, that message is spreading too. We want to go now to Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian, who is in the thick of this crowd right now. Kim, you there?
Hey, sorry, we're just trying to resolve some technical issues. As you've been mentioning, the cell service here is being eaten up by the throngs of people who are gathered here on the State House lawn behind us. I was just texting with some Rhode Island police and some Providence police about the sheer number of people in the capital city tonight. They say they've never seen anything like this. They say the largest gathering that they've seen up until this point was the Women's March, which was about 9,000 people. They say this gathering is even larger than that. So right now, we are hearing from police that this is in excess of 9,000 people here on the lawn of the Rhode Island State House. And as you keep going to Sheena Lusciuto and Courtney Carter and Caroline Goggin, you know that there are still pockets of protesters elsewhere in the capital city. Now, we were hoping to bring this to you live, but because of the cell signal issues, we weren't able to do that. But I just spoke with two of the youth organizers of this rally. Let's not forget, this was organized by teenagers, a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old among them. And they said they just decided that they wanted to do something that brought the community together. They have promised that this will remain peaceful. They don't want any violence here tonight. They say that's not the point, and they believe Generation Z will be responsible for change in this country. And that's the whole point of this rally here tonight. They're calling for change, an end to systemic racism in America, saying that Black Lives Matter, and again calling for justice for George Floyd, among others. So we are going to continue to change our vantage point here, try and keep that cell signal so we can bring you some more live pictures. But again, in excess of 9,000 people here at the Rhode Island State House tonight.